Hey guys, it is me, Kisame Unlimited, and I'm here doing another episode of Toot and Boot, where I toot and boot, toot being good, boot being bad, new cards that are being released soon, and I state if they're good or if they're bad. So, in this video, I'm going to be tackling two cards. Don't forget to like the video. If you would like to see Toot and Boot next Sunday, take the moment out of your day to click that like button. It's greatly appreciated, and at the end of the day, it's all I really ask from you guys. So if you would like to, see a segment continue, you, the viewer, have to keep it going. So please, like I said, it really helps. The first being Scapeghost, and the other one being, I'm pretty sure its name is Kuriboh, but we'll make sure. Now we're going to discuss why they're tootable, why they're bootable, and we'll come up with one solid thing to give both cards at the end of the day. So Scapeghost. It's a level 1 dark zombie tuner flip effect monster. It has 0 attack and 0 defense. If this is flipped face up, you could special summon any number of black sheep tokens. Zombie, dark, level 1, attack 0, defense 0 to your side of the field. So now we're going to go into this. The reasons to boot him is because he's flip effect orientated, which is a very, very slow gaming mechanic, which that alone is bootable, because these days we have a card like Pot of Taboos that came out where it has built-in banned effects, and just because it has a flip effect did never see play, because cards like these have to be, flipped to get off. Personally, in my opinion, the tooting aspect is, when you compare a card like Scapeghost to Scapegoats, you can only synchro with the cards, but at the same time, you can't tribute them, and at the same time, that was a big deal that you couldn't tribute them. But these you could tribute, so they would be handy for Monarchs. But at the end of the day, if I had to toot and boot this card, I would boot it. I would boot it because a lot of people would compare this card to something like Hippo Carnival. But at the end of the day, I kind of viewed Hippo Carnival as a quick play spell card that could be used in something like Chainburn. Something like this, I feel like, is almost no different than using something like regular old Scapegoats, because Scapegoats hold the quick play aspect of it, which gives them more timing to do it when you feel like doing it. Something like this kind of resolves on your opponent. Your opponent could easily fiendish it if you choose to flip it, and at the same time, if you're waiting for your opponent to hit it, it's the flip effect mechanic, which is slow in the game, where it's like, oh, you could hit us, and Scapegoats you could technically tune with. So if you want to say, oh, it's great for tuning, you could say the same thing about regular Scapegoats, and Scapegoats alone doesn't see play. So, personally, I wouldn't toot it for being able to synchro with anything. And as for Monarchs, Monarchs have Monarch Stormfoot, the field spell. They have their other, little Monarch vessels where they don't need something like Scapeghost so that they contribute them, because they don't want to wait for their opponent. They're a very fast tier 1 deck. They don't need that. So, in my opinion, I see nothing that it could basically improve, so I'm gonna boot it. Alright. But that's just me. If you guys have any reasons to toot it, leave it in the comment section below. Kuriboh, level 1 light fairy type effect monster with 300 attack, 200 defense. You can only use the second effect of Kuriboh once per turn. First effect, when your opponent activates an effect or monster effect that would inflict damage, you can discard this card from your hand to negate the activation. Sorry. Second effect, when your opponent declares a direct attack, you could banish this card from your graveyard, draw 1 card from your deck. If that card is a monster, special summon that monster, then change the attack target to that monster. Okay, now we're going to get into this. The drawing aspect of a card being just in your graveyard is extremely handy. We've never had a card like that. We could, because, there are cards like Necrogauda, Electromagnetic Turtle. We have cards that you could activate in the graveyard, like Breakthrough Skill, but we never had a card that's like, this card's in the grave, draw it. Maybe even if there is, maybe I just can't think of it off the top of my head. But, in my personal opinion, I like it. The second effect, the first effect is mediocre, because I view a card like this can be used in Light Swarms and Infernoids and any deck that could dump everything. So to me, I think the first effect is boot. I think that inflicting damage is something a player is not going to go into and say, oh, I have to main that for this effect. Its second effect of it being sent to the graveyard and drawing a card, if you draw Spell a Trap, that's great. I'll toot him. I'm going to be fair. He's not toot worthy, but he's a toot. He's a good card. Not a bad card. And trust me, they made more worse Kuribohs down the line. So yeah, in my opinion, I would give Clear Kuriboh a good toot because it's still a draw. It's not like, oh, if it's a Spell or Trap, discard it. So it's not like something like that. So yet again, I think he's a good card, but that's it. He's a good card. He's not a great card. He's not an amazing card. He's just good. That's the best way I could describe him. I would give Clear Kuriboh a good toot, and I would give Scapeghost a boot. So, if you guys watched the video and you guys enjoyed me doing my little discussion about these two new Yu-Gi-Oh cards that will be gracing our game in the next couple of following months, tell me in the comment section below, and most of all, what would you do for these cards? I believe that I don't always have all the answers, and maybe I'm overlooking something that would make a card a boot and make a card a toot. So if you guys have any insights for any of these cards, comment below, and I'd be more than happy to see your comments. So like I said before, if you haven't already, like the video, because if you would like to see this segment continue, it's up to you. And I do this every Sunday. Me, Spidey, and Yama upload every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and yeah, we try to hit more and more subscribers the more we move on with this channel. So yeah, so I hope you guys all have a great day and a wonderful tomorrow, and I'll see you guys later. And Spidey and me say bye.